In business, there's no room for guesswork. Every shipment matters. Every deadline counts. When you're trying to keep operations running smoothly, the last thing you need is uncertainty. That's why reliability is at the core of USPS Ground Advantage. From the moment your package is first scanned in, it moves through a secure nationwide network, aiding in a timely and accurate delivery. You get near real-time tracking so you can keep up with your shipments. And with affordable upfront pricing, there are no hidden fees or surprise surcharges to throw off your cost sheets. It all adds up to predictable deliveries you can depend on. Because knowing your logistics are handled lets you focus on everything else: your customers, your team, and the future you're building. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to start shipping with confidence. USPS, official shipping sponsor of the NHL.
Always follow the money. I always say you always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss along with Paulie Howard. We're live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. A 3-hour banger lined up today. As always, really good guests. A lot of World Cup soccer, obviously, as these two matches are beginning as we speak. We have Malcolm Bamford on the program, Sports Gambling Podcast. He came on the show last week, gave out a winner. That was 11-1. Adam Burke in an hour from right now. NFL Futures with him. Our guide is out here at VSiN. Mike Palm in 90 minutes, a daily World Cup hit with him. A bettor wants to put $250,000 on the USA match here tonight. Will they take it? Mike was anti-taking it earlier this week, and Steve Wist, the meat man, on the show as well. I'll tell you, yesterday was not a good gambling day for me, Paulie, right out of the gates. Those live bets that I had on Haiti and the under, those went up in flames during the show. And then last night, it flipped. I had that over in the South Korea match, never got there. And then I would qualify the beat on the Mexico total under 2.5 as probably the 5th or 6th bad beat I've had so far in the World Cup. But that's the perils of soccer betting.
That one
Welcome
stung.
to the club.
That one stung in the 94th minute. Ridiculous. You know, it kind of ties into this Germany match coming up. And also USA tonight. Do you want to take the best team, even though they've already clinched the group? Because certainly Chechi had a lot to play for, but Mexico was awesome. And even the backups want to show out and have a good performance as well, like they did. The South Korea media was all over the manager afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was...
They hated the game plan.
Yeah, your substitutions were awful. You were terrible attacking them as well. So a little housekeeping here. After you're up as much as 32 units, we've only had one draw in the last 13 matches. We've only had 2 underdogs win. So we've had 13, 14 draws, whatever it is, but only 2 dogs have won in the entire tournament, and that was Turkey lost and South Korea lost. And the other one, getting juicy. And here...
there's a goal.
Who?
There's a goal immediately for Germany.
Oh, boy.
Not even at the 2-minute mark.
Oh, boy.
And there's an injured player for Ecuador as well. That's no good because I'm on Ecuador.
That's all she wrote for Ecuador. Ecuador, one of 3 countries yet to score in the tournament. Fewest goals in the group stage. They were 65-1.
Boy, that's the worst start imaginable for me today.
Oh, boy. So the other angle you have here, you are up 20 units in the last 4 days. If you're blindly betting, will a team come from behind and win?
Hold on a second here. I'm sorry. Stop the presses. They have to take this off the board. The guy kicks the Ecuador defender right in the face. Is that going to be nothing to see here? There's got to be blood on the pitch, I would think. I apologize for interrupting, Paulie, but that happened so fast, and now we have like eight of his teammates surrounding him right now.
I'm not showing a goal on the in play.
Okay.
So maybe they took it down. We'll see what happens. But this is because Morocco was 14-1. And at Circa, it's either team. So you get both teams here, and Morocco themselves were 14-1. So I think they're going to count this. But this is incredible now that's something else we can focus on and look at, that you're up over 20 units just in the last 4 days. Betting will a team come from behind and win. So it's juicy. It's awesome what's going on. The mess in Kansas City I can't get enough of, which we'll talk about Saturday night. But 6 more games. Let's rock and roll today. And already a banger in the Germany match.
Yep. So the reason why I was on Ecuador, I had many reasons to be on them today. first of all, as you said, I mean, I thought they were very unfortunate. And yeah, they're going to count it for Germany. It's going to be a goal. So horrible start for me, plus the 1. I also have them on the double chance, which is they win or draw at plus 155. I thought they've had so far like an unfair shake just because they had a ton of chances and they could never put one between the pipes. And coming into the tournament, they were considered a kind of a sleeper pick or a trendy underdog, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
And the reason why was because they have a really good defense. And, you know, this is the second consecutive day I'm sitting here on the air talking about how a team is like elite defensively. Yesterday was Morocco. Well, what happened to them? They gave up 2 in the first half to Haiti. Mm-hmm. And they came all the way back and they tied it twice before they eventually covered the goal line at minus 1.5. But I had reasons to be on Ecuador here. And let's see if they can get an equalizer here sometime in the first half, maybe. I know Nigel wrote about liking the under at plus money in the match at vsin.com today.
Yep. I got to be able to score. The other one here, I think it's Ivory Coast is a lot like Senegal. Senegal's got to win. They have to do it by margin. Yep. Ivory Coast just has to get the W, but again, can Room, the keeper, stand on his head again after the 15 saves on the last performance. They are huge favorites here, 5 minutes in, and a lot of people making the case for not only team total, but the over in the match as well. And we'll see if it could be a low-scoring match here, but I expect Ivory Coast to win and advance as well with these games coming up. And I think I expect fireworks in the middle session. I'm really looking forward to that. And the other thing is, you can bet these matches early. I immediately bet Netherlands over 2.5 against Tunisia when I saw what a tire fire they were.
Sure.
And that's up to 3.5 now, and that minus 1,100. To win the match, and certainly you can get creative to win both halves, team total over 1.5 and all that stuff, like Alex wrote about on vsin.com, the creative ways you can play this. But I would expect fireworks considering Tunisia's been blasted 5-1 and 4-0 in Japan. Netherlands, I think, was the best match of the tournament thus far.
Great.
With that 2-2, and everything was scored in the second half. And they should give a good performance against Sweden, who's also entertaining. And a lot of people are backing the dog in that match.
Well, so I'm a big fan of this Japan side. I think they're really good.
Yes.
And I did play that match a couple of different ways. And I will tell people that, again, the way that this match started here for Ecuador and the way it went yesterday for me betting the World Cup, not exactly great. Don't know if you want to tail, fade, follow, do whatever you want. But I'm on Japan. I played them at minus 110 to win it outright.
Good quotes from the manager. We're going for it.
Yes.
We want to win. Absolutely.
They're going to make it with the way that they play with the backline defensive unit. It's going to be very difficult for Sweden to score in this match, I think. But also, there's a lot to like overall, I think, with this Japan side on both defensive and offensive aspects. I played the team total based on a number here, and there's a goal. That's the Ivory Coast scoring at the barely into the 7-minute mark.
Hello. So we got goal in the first 10. Plus 415 and plus 385 that cashed them both.
Popping just like that.
It's popping.
And that was the Ivory Coast to cover and to go over the total. Their team total was popular today as well. And that's a good start for those who are betting that.
Yeah.
But I bet Japan minus 110 on the money line, and I bet Japan over team total 1.5. Minus 102 was the number.
Yep.
So that was a good take there at that price.
They got a good team.
Yeah, they do. They do.
I think that should be high scoring as well. 7 of the last 8 Sweden matches have gone over 3.5. That's crazy.
Let me tell you this as well. So when we had Dale and Cuff on the program yesterday, Dynamite on Soccer, you can go back and listen to it, the Follow the Money podcast. We were talking about trying to make some money on this USA club because the future numbers are obviously wiped out because of their fast start and everybody betting them anyway. And I asked him about making the quarterfinals because of their potential draw, looking like it's going to be Bosnia and then potentially like Egypt in the second round after that.
Lines up at DraftKings. We're $1.50.
$1.50?
Yeah.
So I said, what about plus 105 to make the quarters? So he goes, well, when you look at the overall draw, take a peek at who their most likely team is or opponent in the quarters. That would be Spain. And I don't know if he moved the number on that. Potentially he did. He said that was available at 3-1. By the time I looked after the show yesterday, the best I could get was plus 225. But that to me was still worth a bet. For USA to lose in the quarterfinals because of the path they have in front of them and the idea that they're probably going to get Spain there. And as he pointed out on the show yesterday, there's absolutely no way, no how. That's a goal. Is that the equalizer? Another goal already?
Ecuador on the board.
Ecuador got one.
Welcome to the tournament. There you go.
Needed that.
Show
bad.
some guts.
Yes. Boy, fireworks already. Holy smokes.
It's your BTTS, 10 minutes in.
Wow, what was the price on that?
Yeah. $1.40.
Okay.
Good for them.
I will say this about how it's going to be, it's actually going to be sad when this event's over with. The match last night featuring Mexico, the crowd pop on the first goal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just...
They're good.
Yeah, they're legit.
And they have a good path, doable path. Absolutely.
Please give us Mexico and England July 5th, I believe that would be.
Uh-huh.
In Mexico.
There's a lot of great matchups coming up, and it's going to start Monday, too. So as I understand it, Netherlands might play Morocco, and Brazil might play Japan.
Yes.
I mean, this is crazy. These are great matches here we could get on Monday with the triple header.
How do you like that break for me?
Yeah.
Having both the Netherlands and Morocco to make the quarters, and they might play in the 32.
What a match. Brutal. Should be a high-scoring affair. And I think Canada should win Sunday. $1.40 in that range against South Africa, and South Africa has had problems scoring, although it was a great story that they're able to get this done. But I think it ends Sunday against Canada.
Yeah.
But that's a good match, too.
Did you do anything with the USA match tonight itself?
No.
Our producer Luke has the breakdown at vsin.com today.
Well, he's resting guys with the yellows.
Yep.
I know people are criticizing that move. But this goes back to, again, you just take the better team at great value, even though they've locked up the group. So is it, Mexico Part 2, what they did? Still, the tickets are sky high. People can't get enough of the USA team. And I'm surprised they haven't taken the bet here, too, because you're getting the best of it. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a draw. It's also a three-way. But one of the biggest disappointments of the tournament has been Turkey, that they haven't even scored.
Yeah.
And a lot of people picked them to win the group. So do you see a little guts here? Do you see a little fire? Or is it especially the other thing, we're good, but we've been fortunate. We've started both matches with an own goal.
Yeah.
And that takes the pressure off, too.
No doubt.
So we'll see if there's a mistake early, but I could make the case for a 1-1 final and an under.
Luke, I think, Luke was writing about goals overall. And maybe that's what the bettor wants here at Circa. Maybe he wants to get involved with the total. Another big trade today in the NBA. LaMelo Ball moved from Charlotte in exchange for Naz Reid and picks to Minnesota. And I'm pretty sure one of the two teams is either going for it or not done making moves. We'll expand on that next.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for watching, as always, YouTube TV, listening SiriusXM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. Plenty of World Cup in this hour. Mike Palm's going to join us in studio in 30 minutes. We'll hit tonight's Major League Baseball card in 45 minutes. Some NFL futures here as we go out to the Progressive Guest Line. Our brand spanking new, beautiful VSiN NFL betting guide is out and available at vsin.com/subscribe. Adam Burke does a great job here at the network, and obviously did a fantastic job with the guide yet again this year. Joins the program now. Hey, Adam, thanks for the time today. How are you?
Good, man. Yeah, I want to shout out my team, too. I know that I have the title, I guess, of managing editor, and people kind of give me the credit for the guide, but Matt Devine does a terrific job of the design. Zach Cohen, my senior editor, both as a writer and also helped me put this thing together, and then Mike Dolan, another one of our editors. So just want to shout those guys out here before we get going.
I love all of the analysis with all of it, but also like when it comes to awards and the breakdown of recent winners, you go back like 10 years, and we can do this with the Offensive Rookie of the Year, the MVP. But I asked you before we came on here your strongest opinion, and it's actually a player that you love in the Defensive Rookie of the Year market. Who is it, and what number did you get him at?
Yeah, so, this is one of those really interesting markets, right? Because, you pretty much have to be a first-round pick to go ahead and win this award. And while that's true, the offensive rookie of the year of late, you did have Dak Prescott, you did have Alvin Kamara. Last year, we had an outlier winner in Carson Schlesinger of the Browns, who was the first true linebacker since 2018 when Darius Leonard won this award. A lot of times it goes to edge rushers. It goes to guys that are going to generate those negative plays, generate those sacks, generate those highlight reel types of plays, stuff like that. And so I think Akeem Mesidor is a really good look here in the defensive rookie of the year market. Chris O'Leary, the defensive coordinator of the Chargers, was at Western Michigan last year. They were 4th in the nation in sacks on defense. So now you've got a guy in Mesidor, 12.5 sacks, 17.5 tackles for loss for Miami last year. He comes into an O'Leary scheme where they want to get after the quarterback. I think he'll have the opportunity to do that. A lot of guys probably will have the opportunity to do that on this Chargers defense. But I think Mesidor 13-1, pretty worthwhile gamble. First round pick, edge rusher, comes from a school in Miami where, he put up really good numbers and a very, very good defense. He just kind of fits the profile to me of a guy who has a really good chance to win this award. And also, I think 13-1 is a pretty good price on him.
Okay, how about offensive rookie of the year? And you mentioned that. So when you go back, and it's detailed again beautifully in the guide, 8 of the last 10 winners for this award have been a top 10 pick. Alvin Kamara, the last, non-first rounder, I guess, to go and pop this thing in 2017. But the only players we're looking at this year in the top 10, Mendoza, well, he's not going to start the way it looks. Love, and then Jordan Tyson. So what did you do here for offensive rookie of the year?
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky, right? This might be a year where we kind of have an outlier in the offensive rookie of the year market, much like we did last year. On the defensive side, Ted McMillan winning it last year, of course, was the 8th overall pick. Had really good numbers, put up over 1,000 yards. That's kind of the benchmark here for a rookie wide receiver to win offensive rookie of the year, is to have 1,000 yards. So you need opportunity. And I think Mekhi Lemon is going to have some opportunities here for the Eagles. New offensive coordinator in Sean Mannion, a lot more play action type stuff. I think Lemon's going to line up in the slot a fair amount. They're going to move him around the formation. But he's a guy who can kind of catch the ball anywhere, over the middle, on the outside. But I think he's going to get some opportunity here with A.J. Brown gone. Brown was a guy over 1,000 yards last year, led the team in targets. I know this offense is better when Dallas Goedert's healthy, and that's a guy that Hurts looks for. So there's a lot of guys that Mekhi Lemon's going to have to fight for targets in this offense. But I think he's going to get those targets. I think he's going to get those opportunities. I think they could throw a little bit more under Mannion as well. So Lemon's not a super sexy price, plus 950 out there in a lot of places. But I think he's a guy that, again, fits that first-round pick profile. He's a wide receiver, which typically helps with this award. And also he's going to play for a pretty good team where he's going to have some chances where they're going to get some red zone opportunities. And I think he could have the chance to cash those in.
I'm high on the Vikings. I love the acquisition of Murray. What do you think of Coach of the Year with O'Connell?
Yeah, so look, this kind of fits a similar mold to when Kevin O'Connell won Coach of the Year in 2024, right? He took Sam Darnold, high draft pick, guy who had kind of fallen out of favor with his previous team, and wound up having a really, really good season and wound up really resurrecting the career of Sam Darnold, who, of course, as we know, went on to win the Super Bowl here this past year. I don't think Kyler Murray wins the Super Bowl this upcoming season or the following season, but this is a division where if you're able to win it, or if you're able to put up a really, really good record, you're going to get some recognition. And also in this Coach of the Year market, Mike Vrabel's won it twice in the last 6 years. Kevin Stefanski's won it twice in the last 6 years. So this is an award where kind of being at the front of mind, being familiar to the voters does help, because I think it's very subjective to say a guy's a good head coach. But if he wins the Coach of the Year award, it's not so subjective anymore. So I think a guy like O'Connell has the chance this year with another reclamation project than Kyler Murray, or if he's able to get J.J. McCarthy over the hump. Either way, I think at 30-1, he's an interesting guy. Now, it is tough, right? Because you look historically at this award, it goes to a guy who had a big turnaround or a first-year head coach. 10 first-year head coaches in the NFL that we're going to have to dodge in terms of this awards market. But I think the price on O'Connell at 30-1, the situation and the context are worthwhile of an investment.
Let's follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. We're talking about our brand new NFL betting guide available to go and get, vsin.com/subscribe. Adam Burke is with us here on the Progressive Guest Line. So basically every day on the show, when we get into our best bets portion, there's a soundbite from the TV show The Office, and it's Kevin Malone saying, you give me 10,000 to 1 on anything, I got to bet it. And I would agree with that almost. And you give me a starting quarterback in the NFL at 250, 300 to 1 or better, any starting quarterback, it's at least worth a consideration. That's what you're doing here with one, we think, starting quarterback, right? You found it 300 to 1?
Yeah, we'll see if he ends up being the starting quarterback. And obviously one hit could, end his career with the concussion issues that he's had. But Tua Tagovailoa is going into a pretty good situation here in Atlanta. First of all, I've seen Kevin Stefanski firsthand. I've seen what he's done with quarterbacks being a Browns fan. Saw him tap into the fountain of youth with Joe Flacco and really get a not great football team into the playoffs a couple of seasons ago. Tua's got a lot of skill position talent around him here. Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and he's got a very good offensive mind now in Kevin Stefanski. Again, 2-time coach of the year, as I mentioned. And I think Stefanski got a very raw deal in Cleveland, had to be the company man, play the good soldier role after the Deshaun Watson acquisition. And I think he's got a much better, much healthier situation for him here in Atlanta. Look, Tua's a guy who's put up numbers throughout the course of his career, led the league in completion percentage once, led the league in passing yards once. He's been in the MVP discussion before. Clean slate for this guy with a lot of talent around him and an improved offensive line at 300 to 1. I mean, I've made worse long shot bets than taking a chance on a guy who might have an inside track to win his division too, if he's a starting quarterback, because that NFC South is just not a good division at all.
Okay, a couple of thoughts here. The reports coming out that the Ravens tuned out Harbaugh and got sick of him. I like the coaching change. And do you think, staying with that theme that you're high on the Ravens, is there too much love from VSiN guys about the Bengals?
I think it's possible, right? I mean, the tough thing about the Bengals is everything is just so tied to the health of Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow really hasn't been able to stay healthy. 3 of his 6 seasons, he's had pretty significant injury issues. And Lamar Jackson's a guy as well that, he's certainly had his share of time in the trainer's room. I'm not, putting my head in the sand in terms of that. But I do think this Baltimore team, this Baltimore organization that drafts and develops so well, they're so good at isolating talent that fits into whatever scheme it is that they're running. Jesse Minter's familiar with this scheme. I don't think he's going to change too much overall with this team. But I do think that the hiring of offensive coordinator Declan Doyle, who's only 30 years old, just about 10 months older than Lamar Jackson, I think he's going to bring a little bit of modernity to this offense and kind of give Jackson the chance to really be the athlete, really be the dynamic player that he can be. And so I think that's going to really, really help the Ravens here. They made some improvements on the offensive line too. That's something that they absolutely had to do. We'll see how good they are at getting after the quarterback. We'll see how they fare in a division that's always competitive. But I do really like this Ravens team. And, not only did I pick them, to win the AFC North, I think they have a legitimate shot at being a Super Bowl contender this season and possibly winning the Lombardi Trophy.
A couple of minutes left here, Adam. And Paulie and I will expand on alternate win totals as the summer progresses. But again, many reasons to get the guide, like your analysis and overall breakdown of what it's like year to year to bet, and by maximizing your portfolio when it comes to betting win totals, the importance overall of betting alts instead of just like regular win totals.
Yeah, so you look at the NFL, and maybe it's a parity thing. I don't really know, but remember, since we went to the current division format, we've had a team go worst to first in a division in every season but 3, over really the last 25 or so years. So we get a lot of teams that make significant turnarounds, but we also get a lot of teams that fall well short of expectations for one reason or another. It could be a starting quarterback injury, could be, a weird coaching dynamic situation, stuff like that. Over the last 2 seasons, so 64 total team seasons, we've had 25 teams, 13 in 2024, 12 in 2025, that finished plus or minus 3.5 wins off of their season win total. This is a very, very difficult market for the sports books and really the bettors in general to kind of pinpoint, right? It's just a high variance league for one reason or another. So you get some good opportunities to play teams on those alt season win totals. Really take some big shots. If there's a team that you like or a team that you strongly dislike, to add a little bit more bang for your buck when playing their season win total and play some of those alts that are out there. And yeah, I mean, we had 23 of the 32 teams last year finish plus or minus 1.5 games or more off their win total. Pretty consistent over the last several years. There's some good opportunities in that market if you're looking for them.
Spot on. Great stuff as always, Adam. Thank you, and best of luck tonight and this weekend.
Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Yeah. Get the guide in our football special, just $175 through the Super Bowl, vsin.com/subscribe, and you get every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits, and the AI-powered prop projections as well. VSiN.com/subscribe. Football special. Get the guide. It's fantastic.
We'll discuss numbers for Friday's matches in the World Cup, and some matches are set for the next round as well, coming up here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
More World Cup here. The maestro, Mike Palm, joins us. He's going to do this every day of the week, Monday through Friday, on this show, as long as the World Cup is here, for one segment, talking you through advice for betting soccer and maybe best bets that he has in pocket. Good to see you, Mike. How are you today?
Hello, Mitch. Hello, Paul. Wonderful day.
You told us the other day a bettor reached out in advance of the USA-Turkey match tonight, said, I want $250,000 on the match. You were anti-taking it, too much up in the air.
We're waiting.
You're still waiting.
We're waiting.
Okay.
We're waiting for Godot. Christmas is coming, but I'm sure he'll come before game time and make the play. Hopefully, a couple hours ahead of time to give us some chance to maybe get some buyback.
And I'm guessing
I don't know what side he's taking. I'm assuming USA, but
yeah, and you'll take it.
We'll take
it. Yeah.
There you go.
Why
With
were
the
you
three-way? You have to.
the three-way, Paul.
How come you were so anti-taking?
This is like a split squad game in spring 20. Who cares what happens here? The U.S. is playing in Santa Clara on the 1st. Turkey, they're probably all going to get executed when they go home. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you say it now. I still say Constantinople. But, I mean, what are they playing for? They thought they were going to win the group, and they're out already. So they're probably the shocker of the whole World Cup.
Yeah,
absolutely. But what was that ticket? Fewest goals in the group stage. I mean, they haven't even scored how bad it's been. So you got to take that with a three-way. If he gets you, he gets you. So be it. But they could play patty cake. It could be 1-1.
It could. Who knows? Who knows how long the starters are going to be in?
All good points, right? All good points. Excellent.
What are you holding for these matches in action as we speak?
I need under 3.5 in the Curacao Ivory Coast game. And then you and I had this discussion, Mitch, this morning through text about how do you play Ecuador here. I bet Ecuador to advance, so I'm sort of already in on them. But, I mean, they have to win. 2 points is not getting them into the knockout round. So I ended up playing +1, and my theory was, and I told this to you, if it's tied 1-1 late, they've got to pull the keeper if they've got an offensive zone free kick or a corner, right? The tie does them no good,
right?
Which could lead to an empty net goal. So I took the full +1. I know you were debating taking the double result or a half a goal. Did you take the double result?
I did. I did the double chance at +155. And I also have in pocket +1 with Ecuador here. Now, we're holding tickets here on this team, so we might be a little biased. What did you make of the first goal by the Germans 2 minutes in?
I don't know how it's not reviewed. He had a boot to the face.
What are we watching?
What are we watching? The VAR doesn't even have her come and take a look. I couldn't believe it.
I was stunned by that.
And I thought, that's it. We're done. It's just over. This is what it's going to be meant to be. And then 7 minutes later, they scored, and now we've had a wide open affair.
Well, you're making a lot of good points because 2.5 over -150. So no doubt Ecuador has to go for it. And we could see another goal in this one. Draw -115. So I like that.
Hard for this game to get home 1-1, Paul, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Fireworks coming up. Oh, missed an open net. Yeah. Still got a good opportunity.
Come on, kids!
They're buzzing. They're buzzing, Ecuador.
They can't beat Neuer. He's been there for 30 years, Manuel Neuer.
So the concern there could be weather delay with Netherlands. We got several tweets about that. But again, Tunisia's been outscored 9-1 in the
awful.
tournament.
Boy, are they
Absolutely.
awful.
So the creative ways you could play this. Malcolm's going Netherlands to win both halves. You can go money line with the team total over, with the game over. What do you think here?
I think laid
Netherlands
2.5. I laid 2.5 goals.
I'm not going to put
play
you
it
off
straightforward. I'm going to play it
Okay.
straightforward. I know they haven't been great defensively, but I'm not sure Tunisia's going to score here. And I think this
Janelle could do that too.
Yeah.
I agree. That also could
Although we
happen.
also thought Haiti wasn't going to score. That was a heck of a game.
I'll give you a bad beat.
Mexico?
No,
the Mexico total?
That's horrible.
Come on.
Our buddy Mike Montesano had Haiti under 1.5 goals in the tournament. Did not have one going into the match, taking on Morocco, who's awesome defensively.
Morocco doesn't give up any goals ever.
No, ever. And they scored two against them right away.
Goal.
2 in the first half.
Oh, that sucks. That really does.
Money coming in on Sweden. What do you think? Another high-scoring affair, Japan, Sweden. I love the comments from the manager from Japan. We're going for it.
I like Japan
We
here.
want to win the group. Okay.
I like Japan here. I think Japan is just the better side in this affair. But I'm with you too, Paul. I can't make any arguments for any type of unders in this game.
Are you seeing strong money on that match?
We've seen some sweet money here. You know, we saw Ecuador money this morning too. It's been steady Ecuador money since last night before this game.
Okay, all right. And then how popular is the USA match tonight?
Well, you know, everybody will just bet them and have their tickets on the U.S. like they do every game. So hopefully they bet I don't know if people will bet the totals the way they bet them so strongly because of the nature of the not meaningful game. So we're probably just going to have to suck it up if the USA wins.
What would like 3-1 be, that result for the book?
All depends on what kind of total action we get. We got guys firing in baseball today. I mean, we had 4 $150,000 bets on Seattle this morning. Think about that.
Well, you never know where they're going to come in.
Miller's been good, but wow.
Yeah,
That many people to wind up on one team?
4 different, right, guys bet to win 100.
4
But then we
different-
just got beat up on the first 5 here in the Oakland Giants game because everybody pounded under 4.5 first 5 there. So we lost that. Wild action. I mean, tons of volume so far early today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Well, I
right.
didn't see it last week. How good was the result 2-0 with USA that it stayed under?
No, that was not good.
Oh,
they
really?
They actually bet that. They bet it under again. Just like they bet it under and it saved us with Paraguay. We needed a goal again. We needed the over in that Australia match. So that was not a good result for us. USA and under, we got beat both ways.
What was this place like last night for the Mexico match? For those who don't know, Las Vegas is it's awesome for the World Cup when Mexico plays. Everywhere that you go, it's going to be dynamite with the
biggest
atmosphere.
crowd we ever had was 4 years ago when Mexico played Argentina. We had to open up the ballroom. I mean, that's what they draw. I remember 10 years ago or 12 years ago now what it was. When we bought the event center, we hadn't even put the turf down yet, and Mexico played like a 7 a.m. match. It was 112 degrees, and we had 1,800 people out there then. They draw much more than the USA. Much more,
huh?
We want Mexico to go far.
Yeah,
Mexico,
they can. They're good.
Yeah, they are. Mexico, USA, and England draws a lot of people too. We had a late crowd show up for England against Ghana the other day, but there must have been 1,600 people at Stadium Swim, and of course, all English fans.
Well, what's that going to be like? Because there's a chance that we're going to get Mexico and England in Mexico on, I think it's July 5th.
Yeah, that's very possible. And that's why some people did not like to bet futures on England because of this draw that they had, where they were going to, once they got into the knockout round, they were going to have to travel and have to play in Mexico and have to play in heat and at elevation, right? Don't forget the elevation when you play in Mexico City, how high up that capital is. It much favors the South American teams playing there. You know, Bogota, Colombia, it's like the second highest world capital. I mean, those South American countries all play at high elevation.
Yeah, that factors in.
It does factor in. It's like teams go and play in Denver.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is double the elevation of Denver. Think about that.
What do you think of the number on the draw for Paraguay and Australia? Plus 125, plus 130 neighborhood?
Yeah, I get it. 4 points is going to be golden to move on here. I think Paraguay's a better team. I thought we saw a really just awful performance out of them against the USA, and I have to wipe that game away. I think they're better than Australia. I bet Paraguay.
You bet them to win.
I
Okay.
bet Paraguay to win.
That was impressive against Turkey.
It was.
To be a man down for a half and you didn't concede,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
That's always the way.
Ecuador!
Go! Come on! Come on!
Hey-o! Guts! Come on. That is awesome.
Please, let's have this
Now
one
park
stand.
this
huh?
bus.
Yes,
A
there
lot
you
of
go.
heart.
Right.
That's a lot
Look
of
at the
heart.
manager.
What do we got?
Oh, they
now?
were a heavy
Call it
price.
the
I think
over.
you guys were at plus 450 earlier today for them to win.
We were last night, Mitch.
Hey, that's what they just were.
We were plus 470 last night, and it closed like 360. That's the money we took on them from last night to now.
Oh, wow. Jeez,
yeah,
okay.
it's a lot of money.
It's a big one.
The big one.
Oh, hold on. This would be
What
an
are you
incredible.
holding on now? Stop already.
Review.
Oh, of course, there's going to be a review.
ABS challenge.
Yeah. Let's go to the VAR for 6 minutes, and we'll have 14 minutes of extra time, and they'll play until
I
the
can't stand all
I
this
can't.
extra
Just
time.
it's.
How's every first half 5 minutes? Come on.
They're going to count it? What's the holdup?
Yeah. Why are we not moving on here?
Won't flash on DK.
This is a longer review than the spike to the head.
Okay,
From
put
the
it up.
cleats.
All right, put it up.
Well, it's not offsides. You got a defender on
Yeah.
the goal line.
$1.85 to win.
Oh, did they
It's up.
update
It
the odds?
counts,
That
yeah.
means it's official, Paul. No VAR. Once
185.
when
here-
the sports book puts it up, it's official.
Well, here's why I want. I mean,
Maybe.
other
Maybe.
than our tickets here, Mike. for the people who took Meat Man's advice and bet him 300 all the way up to 750 to 1 to win the entire event. That number, if they hold on here and win, what are they going to reopen at? 100 to 1?
But you got to get him to win a knockout match.
Yeah.
Then you can start monetizing that ticket.
Love it. All right, up to 270 now. Draws 3 to 1. $30 million in guaranteed prizes. Cash in this football season with 3 Circa Sports contests. Entry starting at $1,000. No rake. Every dollar stays in the prize pool. Circa Million, Circa Survivor, and Grandissimo for the high rollers. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. 30 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details. Get your schedules as well. It's fantastic. The big one, the small one, get them both. circasports.com. Get in the contest. Good luck.
Can I tell you I love LaMelo Ball to the Timberwolves?
What?
They're getting... What are they going to do? Stand pat in the West the way it is? They got to take a chance, Paul.
They'll play completely different basketball.
Of course they will.
Yeah.
You can't double Ant now. He doesn't have to dribble the ball down. They still got to find somebody in the middle, but I like the move.
Hello, $60 million a year.
I like the move.
Okay. At Circa Maestro on X.
Come strong, Mike.
Come on, finish
Thank
this,
you.
Colon.
Yes.
Ecuador, let's go.
6 more games coming up tonight. Major League Baseball. A couple of different sites, including vsin.com, are projecting this pitcher for the most Ks out of any starter today, and his prop is at 5.5. That's next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
More best bets, World Cup action as we go out to the Progressive guest line. Longtime friend of the show, does a great job on the sport. The Meat Man, Steve Wish, joins the program now. Because We Win podcast, Betting Weekly Studios. Follow him on X at Meat Man Soccer. Butcher, that was a great result today for a team that you tipped off on Ecuador. And I know people who listen and watch this show, they now have tickets in pocket as high as 750 to 1 on this team to win the whole thing.
Hey guys, yeah, honestly, really big result for Ecuador. Delighted for them that they're still in the tournament. They've got a lot to give. Looks like they're probably going to face Mexico now or England, and they're an awkward team. You know, they're just the sort of side you look at them and you think, damn, I didn't want to draw you so early.
Yeah.
Not an easy team, hard to break down. They've scored some goals today. Their confidence is going to be up, and you know, it looks like they're going to be generally after today, probably in the 100 to 150 range, which I thought they'd be a bit shorter. I actually thought they'd be a bit shorter. So, but I tell you what, they can give Mexico a bloody nose. And if there's any team Mexico didn't really want in the first, literally yes. And yeah, it'd be a tough game for Mexico. Ecuador got every chance.
Excellent. Great call, my friend. Let's start with USA and Paraguay. Or excuse me, USA and Turkey, rather. How do you see this one with a prop that you like coming up?
Well, I've seen lots of different opinions about this US game. I think people are going to bet it in different ways. And I don't think there's really a bad bet that anyone can place pre-game here because there's a lot of uncertainty about the mindset of both teams. Are the US going to be really going all guns blazing here? Turkey, are they going to completely give up? I think Turkey are going to play with a lot of pride, though. And, you know, this is a soccer-mad nation. They're out of the World Cup, but I think they want to finish with a bang. Some of their players will want to show what they can do on the world stage. So I think Turkey will finally score at least a goal here, probably multiple goals. I think you could look at the overs in this match, Turkey team totals. I'm going to go with a player prop, Kenan Yildiz, to score or assist for Turkey. I think this guy could potentially become world-class in the next 3 or 4 years. He's done really well for Juventus recently. I've been keeping tabs on him for the last 12 months. 10 goals, 10 assists for the club this season. He's got nearly double-digit goals and assists combined for his country. Plus 200 is too big against a potentially second-string United States defense.
Right.
So I'm going to take this golden kid to do something today.
Yeah, and look at that path, by the way, as it stands right now. U.S. looking at Bosnia in the next round, and if they were to win that's already on the betting board, by the way. U.S. is a $1.50 favorite. They would potentially get the winner of Egypt and South Korea. So it's kind of opening up here for the U.S.
I think the USA are going to make the quarterfinals. I said it pre-tournament on one of the shows we did. I think to be eliminated in the quarterfinal doesn't look a bad bet because it would probably be Spain in the quarterfinals. And that would be a step too far, I think, for the USA. But they should. Look, it's not, nothing's won on paper, is it? But they should be beating Bosnia. Then if it's Egypt or Belgium, I think, I don't rate Belgium at all. More on them soon.
Okay.
I think it's a great chance for the USA to make the quarters, yeah.
Excellent. Watch them every morning, 11 Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Bet Rivers, Because We Win Pod. The Butcher, Steve Wiss, our guest at Meatman Soccer on X. He's on the Progressive guest line. We start tomorrow from Foxborough with France and Norway. Let's go over 2.5, right?
Sometimes the best bet is the most obvious bet. I mean, look at the offense on both teams. I mean, Haaland and Mbappe for a start, but there's so many other players. And Dembele, Elise, Schürrloff, Nusa, and Norway can't defend. Their defense is the Achilles heel. The keeper's the Achilles heel. And I think with France, yeah, of course, they've got a better defense than Norway, but I think if you get at them, they can be vulnerable. So straightforward, over 2.5 goals, minus 150. I think France will probably win the game. You're looking at something like 3-1. Haaland and Mbappe both to score.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to put off people betting on that either, but a straightforward over 2.5 game for me.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to follow up, obviously, because they're priced where it's like, okay, I didn't think it was going to be available at that number. And Mbappe's like minus 110 and a nice plus price on Haaland. So you'd say fire away?
The only danger is how long are these guys going to be on the field for? Especially with Haaland, I think he's the one that they could pull early if they're losing and they're like, let's save him for another day. Mbappe, I think, will play the whole match because he's that much of an ego. He just wants to score as many goals as he can. So Mbappe, I think, looks a great bet. Unless they're miles clear, that's the only way I think he comes off the field.
Good discussion. Good breakdown. How about this angle? So you just tipped it and talked about how you're not high on Belgium. How do you want to attack their match against New Zealand?
I think Belgium have absolutely stunk the place out, haven't they, in this World Cup? A lot was expected of them. Look who they faced, Iran and Egypt.
Yeah.
And I think they've been second best in both games. And I'm going to oppose them here. And the way I'm going to oppose them is to take both teams score yes at plus money. This is effectively a bet on New Zealand to score a goal. Now, New Zealand have to win the game. Otherwise, they're eliminated from the tournament. I'm not ruling it out. That sounds a crazy thing to say.
15
20
to
1, nearly.
20 to 1. Okay, 20, yeah.
I'm not ruling that out, you know. I think ultimately their lack of squad depth and their desperation to have to attack will leave them to expose, and Belgium should get it done. But I don't trust this Belgium team at all. They've looked awful. Defensively slow. They look unfit. And New Zealand are not that bad technically. They're quick. And I think for about an hour they can live with Belgium here and get themselves a goal. Even if they get beaten 3-4-1, the both teams to score, yes, I think has a good chance of cashing at plus 120. I would have this at minus money. And Belgium, I actually gave them a chance in the first two fixtures and they let me down big time. And I'm going to oppose them now. I think anything pro-New Zealand angle, shots, probably corners, handicaps. Hey, I said, not even ruling out sprinkling on the money line because this Belgium side stinks.
Yeah, I was going to say, they have not come close to passing the eye test yet, Meatman.
Nowhere.
No.
Nothing. Eye test isn't passed. The metrics test isn't being passed. The players just look slow, fatigued,
old,
and unfit. It's going to help them. It's a bit later at night, this one, so we might get a better Belgium, but I'm not trusting them.
Okay. Another BTTS. How about Saudi Arabia and Cape Verde?
How good have Cape Verde been, to get 2 points on the board?
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be just typical of a team now to get knocked out? If they lose the game, they're out of the World Cup. And Saudi Arabia, I mean, I don't rate Saudi Arabia much, but we've seen them score against Uruguay. It's a match that they have to win, Saudi Arabia. So I think the game's going to open up. And Cape Verde, we know they're a threat from set pieces. We know they're a threat on the counter. So for me, it's a straightforward both teams to score yes. And I really hope Cape Verde get the result they need here. They're going to need at least a tie. But I've got a nagging feeling that maybe they put so much effort into the tournament. They would just like them now to lose to the worst team in the group. And Saudi Arabia will target this match and believe in themselves. It's quite an even match on paper with the world rankings and stuff. So, yeah, both teams to score yes, probably an offensive game. You could go overs, but I think the BTTS yes is the best option at minus 120.
And you want to do the same bet with the Congo and Uzbekistan?
It's exactly the same scenario. It's a must-win game for both. In this instance, the tie does absolutely nothing. And, I've got a lot of people who are expecting Congo to win this after their performances against Portugal and Colombia. They did impress. But again, Uzbekistan, have they saved themselves for this final group game? And I think we should get quite an offensive match. I mean, Congo, 39 matches now out of the 49 games under this head coach have ended under 2.5 goals. But in a must-win scenario where we could get a bit of manicness and a bit of end-to-end contests, I think that both teams to score, yes, makes sense again. Minus 120. You could be brave and take the straightforward over, but I think the better bet is this both teams to score angle because of the nature of the match. It's a must-win for both. It should naturally open up. And again, with Congo, they put a lot of effort in the first two games. It doesn't mean just because they defended well the first two games that they're going to defend well here.
What do you make of the steam on Sweden? That game is coming up not too long from now. They get Japan in about 23 minutes away. It looks 22 minutes. And they were plus 330 earlier today. That has moved a full dollar, meat man.
I think Japan are going to win the game. I've got 2-1 down here, and I kind of like the overs. I kind of like the both teams to score, yes. But Sweden are one of those sides. I do have a soft spot for them. I do rate the manager, Graham Potter. We could get a reaction after they just got beaten big. So watch out for that reaction. But if you're going to bet on the game, I'd look at the goal scorers. I'd look at Ueda for Japan. He's good. And, of course, Sweden do carry a big threat in Isak and Gyökeres. Two of the best finishers in the world, really. So I'd be looking at the goal-scoring angle. But I'm not heavy on anything in this game. I'm a little bit surprised that Sweden were backed in the last, hour or two.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Follow him on X, @MeManSoccer, and every day, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, Because We Win podcast, the Betting Weekly Studios. Thanks, Steve. Best of luck tonight and tomorrow as well. Talk soon.
Yeah, go well, guys. Take care. See you soon.
Yeah, be good.
Good job on Ecuador. That was fun.
Yeah.
Got a shot now. You got a chance.
Good feeling.
Yep. Only the third dog to win of the tournament. And the come from behind got there. And Luke had that too at 10-1. Wow.
This is it's a good tweet from Totally All In. Ecuador's path: Mexico, England at altitude, potentially Brazil. 0-0, 1-0 Brazil when they played in qualifying. Argentina, each team won a game 1-0 in qualifying. Doesn't sound impossible.
Look what England just did against Ghana.
True.
Absolutely. That's a decent path.
We will run down our best bets coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.